When I walked out of the SAT, I thought that I had done my best, because the thing was, I heard about how other people, after when they get into a testing situation, that sometimes you might freeze up. But I felt like with me, that it was so similar to the practice test that we taken in Testmasters and Exam Club that it just felt like another Exam Club test. And it was almost better, because when you take it in Testmasters or at home or Exam Club, you're not really completely focusing. As for me, whenever I took a practice test, my mind was always be somewhere else, because I knew that some part of me knew that it wasn't for real. But then when you're actually in the testing center, it's like some part of your mind just kicks in. And so I felt that that was really helpful for the actual SAT. So when I came out, even my normally weak sections like grammar and reading comprehension, I thought that I did okay in them, and math was fine. So after I came out, I was pretty confident, but I didn't think that I'd done, I guess, a perfect score, because I don't think anyone thinks that after they take a test. The days before I got my SAT results, I'd actually forgotten about it, because the weeks before and after were filled with debate tournaments. I was constantly doing something for a debate, preparing cases or looking up news, that I think the SAT I kind of just slipped out of my mind. And so the day that the SAT scores came out, I was actually in the debate room, and I'd forgotten that they'd come out that day until my friend told me to check online, and then I realized, oh, right, I'd taken the December SAT. So when I looked at it, I remember that when I actually received this score, I was a little surprised, because I thought that they were sample scores, like the page with College Board. They had, when they show you each subject, I thought they were just the full possible score. And then I was like, okay, I'm just going to click on the next link, and maybe that'll show you my actual score. And then my friends were with me, and we kind of just stared at it for a few seconds, I guess uncomprehendingly. And then when we found out or realized, we started jumping around, and it's pretty sweet, I guess. The Testmasters experience, I think the best part about it was the materials that they gave you, because the books that they offer, I thought they were really helpful, especially for the essay format. Like, I'm sure that many of you could write an essay even without the format that they've given you, but for me, it really helped me write faster, so that I could finish out of the 25 minutes. I could still have 5-10 minutes left over. And I guess I would feel more confident with it and be more prepared for the other sections as well. If you're preparing for the SAT, I would suggest that you take at least a couple of practice tests. Even if you're too busy, like I know that I definitely had a lot of things going on at the same time. I still made some time to sit down and maybe just look over the books a little bit, even if you don't have enough time to take an entire 3-hour-long test. And even if you go to Exam Club, if you don't have time to sit down and take the entire thing, maybe just take the sections that you really need to work on. Because at that time, I wasn't scoring that well in grammar, so sometimes when I went to Exam Club, I would just take out some of the practice tests from the corner and just do the grammar sections if I didn't have time to write the essays or do the math. I just do that and work on my weak areas. I think that was really helpful. I'd recommend that anyone starts taking Testmasters in the summer. I took it in the summer before junior year, because I thought that if I took it the summer before senior year, apps would get in the way, and I just wouldn't have as much time to do anything for it in senior year. Whereas the summer before junior year, I think was, even though I did have some things going on in that summer, I thought it was at least more relaxing than if I had to do it any other summer, or definitely if I had to do it in the school year, which would have been completely hectic. In the future, I think that my SAT score would be helpful definitely for college apps. But also, I think this whole experience was helpful for me to grow as a whole. Because, I know that it's just a test, but I feel like after I sat down to work on it, it really did tell me that if you wanted to get something, you did have to do something. And I know we hear that all the time, and it's so cliche, but I think that Testmasters did show me that that was true. As for my own future plans, I want to become a lawyer when I grow up, and so though I don't know where exactly I'm going to go for undergrad, since not many colleges recommend, I guess from the research that I've done, not many colleges recommend taking some law-specific undergrad major, and I was thinking of doing something like biochem just for my personal interest, and then going into Harvard Law School for grad school. But that's still in the future. But I do hope that in 10 years I'll become some type of patent lawyer or maybe some type of corporate lawyer, at least some type of specialization in the law field.